how to wholesale a property that has no equity in it at all. Hey, what is going on? Up here with another video providing massive value and fire content like always. And so if you haven't already, join the fam, join the game by hitting the nice looking subscribe button down below. Also, smash that like button if you guys like today's video as well. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to flip a property that has no equity in it whatsoever. So basically, either they're like breaking even if they sell it to you at the price that you're trying to get it for, or you get it for below what they owe on the property. Now, how do you do that? First of all, let me cover a term for you guys real quick. What is essentially equity? And equity is basically having extra value in the property. So like, let's say that someone owns a house and it's worth $100,000 and they owe $80,000 on the property. Essentially, they have $20,000 worth of equity in the property. And if that's not a good enough term definition for you guys, I'm going to put up a quick little screenshot of what the definition is because I feel like I'm a little bit wrong, but I think I'm right. Anyways, so how do we flip it with there being equity? Actually, there's 3 ways on how to do that. And so the first way, which I'm going to be talking about, is also known as a short sale. And so what a short sale is essentially, let's say, like, in order for a short sale to happen, first of all, is they have to be basically about to foreclose on their property. And don't quote me on this or anything. I actually haven't personally done a short sale myself. I just hear about it a lot and have had people tell me about it, so I'm just recollecting from my memory. I'm also going to put a term up for that one as well, but I'm going to try to define it myself. And so essentially what you're trying to do, correct me if I'm wrong, is essentially you go out there and let's say the person's like about to lose their house, they're about to foreclose on it. Essentially, what you can do is you can negotiate with the bank to buy it from the bank before they take it or whatever. Basically, try to get that mortgage lower or basically pay for whatever the mortgage may be and go from there. And so essentially, you just negotiate with them and you call up the bank and say, hey, I'm trying to get this property. I'll pay you all cash and we can close on whatever terms and we can buy it for this price or whatever you guys agree on with the bank. Usually there's a lot of back and forth going on. One of the biggest problems though when it comes to a short sale, from my understanding, is that essentially you have to, there's no contingencies you're allowed to have in the contracts. I think you maybe all have like get by with like an inspection period or something like that, but don't really expect to use anything along the lines of a subject upon partner's approval and all that type of stuff, as you are dealing with these people that are very usually more experienced, and so there's less of a chance that you can have these different contingencies inside of there. Now it's all negotiable, everything is, but your chances are very unlikely. And so now the second way on how to pick up a property and basically make money on it from someone that doesn't have any equity in the property is also known as like a lease option. And so what a lease option is essentially the owner of the property acts like they are carrying the loan. And what this allows you to do is you can get like a tenant in there or like, well, basically someone willing to do a rent to own situation on the property. And what they're doing is they're paying the owner, like, let's say like a normal rent, and it's going towards the purchasing of the property. And so as they live there longer, basically the amount that they have to pay off the house and own it free and clear from the owner is deducted as time goes on, as they pay more and more. And what that allows it to do is for someone that's trying to get into buying a home that normally can't qualify for a loan, it allows them to get this property. And so now how can we make a profit on this property if we're not the ones like trying to move in there? Is essentially what we can do is like ask for basically like a finder's fee for finding this person that is going to do the lease to own option. And what that allows you to do is make a quick fee, and it's basically helping out the seller because you're helping them out because they still owe a certain amount on the property, they have a certain mortgage, and they're able to slowly start selling it as time goes on. And this brings them in like a good cash flow and basically covering everything going on, and basically they can eventually get what the property is worth or whatever the person is trying to buy it for. And what that also allows them to do is it allows them to sell it for more as they are holding on to it for a little bit longer, and it's a kind of a win-win situation for everybody in that circumstance. So now the third way to pick up a property that has no equity in it at all, what you can also do is, let's say the property is worth $100,000, you're trying to get it under contract for $60,000, and they owe $80,000 on the property. Now, this is less likely of a situation, but what you can do is negotiate with the seller and have them pay off the remaining amount of whatever you guarantee that you're going to pay them. So let's say you get it for $60,000 and they owe $80,000. They're going to pay $20,000 to the bank to pay the rest of it off, and then you can wholesale it or whatever you want to do with the property. And so what this allows you to do is pick up this property, negotiate whatever price it may be, and from there, the seller gets rid of it. It depends really on how motivated the seller is and if they have the money available to even take this off of their hands. Now, there are probably ways out there where they can get like a loan on the remaining balance and basically pay that off as time goes, but that is another rabbit hole that you can go down when it comes to trying to sell a property that doesn't have any equity whatsoever in the property. So you don't really need to limit yourself on whether or not there is equity in the property, which I would rather prefer that there is equity in there, so that way everybody's it's a win-win-win situation. But it really depends on the circumstances and the situation. As I see a lot of people, they go like, you have like all three of these in their back pocket as solutions, and from there, what you can really just put your cards on the table and figure out which option is the best way to go with the seller. And this is also known as a creative real estate. And so basically, you're just trying to figure out a circumstance. You're really helping out the seller. You're making a quick buck in the meantime. It depends on the situation. If you're doing like a short sale, then maybe a little bit more negotiating and a little bit more sales skills inside of there. But at the end of the day, there's still a profit to be made if there's enough meat on the bone. So make sure that you feel free to use any of these different scenarios. And like I said, I don't really have any experience with a short sale, so I can't really give you a clear, precise way on how to call up the bank and everything. Obviously, there's enough YouTube videos out there for you to go check out and everything, and watch them and figure out exactly the process that should be gone with on this sort of circumstance. And so make sure that, like, if you ever hear that they don't have enough equity in the property, you just got to work with them and figure out what they are willing to do. You can always just ask them, hey, are you willing to do like a lease to own option? And then if they're about to lose a property, then you can always try to do a short sale and just tell them how the process goes, and essentially from there, make money on the deal. And so also one quick little announcement for those of you made it this far. I just came out with the free course, free mini course. It's got like a 4-day series. Exactly what you need to go do a deal. Not holding anything back. So go check that out. I rarely put links in the descriptions anymore. The reason being is because I want to give out a lot of free content. But this is 100% free, and I want you guys to be able to go check it out. So the link is in the description below. Also, I don't know if you guys saw my live video yesterday, but I was doing some cold calling and came across a motivated seller. Well, they're pretty motivated. They weren't 100%. They weren't like, if I don't sell it right away, then this. But you can watch my video, and it was about 45 minutes in. Go check it out, and you can see how my process goes when I'm trying to talk to a seller and figuring out if they're motivated or not, if it's a deal to work with, and how that process goes and everything. Also, I talked to like a realtor. That was one of the people I talked to, and so I went over like how to talk to them, network with them, and then put them on your cash buyers list. And there's a lot of value inside of that video. So I want you guys to go check it out and everything. And I want you to all you can all learn from it, take notes and everything, and feel free to go from there. And so, anyways, that is all for today's video. So if you guys liked it, make sure you join the fam, join the gang by hitting the nice looking subscribe button down below. Highly appreciate it. Oh my gosh, man, I can't talk sometimes. Highly appreciate it. And also smash that like button if you guys like today's video as well. And so, like always, I am uploading to YouTube every day. So I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.